Hey, what's going on there, internet? Alright, just want to do I start off the same goddamn way every time. I just want to do a short video. This one, I think I actually mean it, but um, someone had asked in one of my previous videos, what my thoughts are. Alright, I gotta stop playing with things when I'm trying to talk. Somebody had asked me in one of my previous videos, what thoughts I had on the Sabers and which one I thought was better right now. And they also asked about the sensitivity, and I'd never with both of these, the TXQ and the LGT. I mean, I feel that they're both definitely providing in terms of the swing sensitivity and the sound. I mean, they're both very satisfying. But I just tried this out, before I filmed, and there's definitely a difference in the results. So what I did is I took a font with a really, I don't know, a very distinct swing sound that you're gonna, should hopefully be able to hear. And I took the hum out, so it's just quiet. Because it seems like the TXQ is maybe louder on the hums than the LGT. So it can be a little bit different in how you perceive the audio coming in over that with the swings. So I'm going to start with the LGT first, and hopefully you'll be able to hear what it's doing, and then I'll compare it to the TXQ. So this is whatchamacallit, the New Year font. This is the J. DeLorean font. It's just fireworks, so. Alright, so that was the hum there. And you can see there's a little bit of room there. And then once you kind of hit that speed, it comes on at I would say a rather loud volume. I feel like maybe if I had a feeling about the LGT, I mean, there is a little bit of a dead thing there, and I don't think it should start at a volume that high. I think there should be a greater ramp up. I know it in a lot of cases not really going to matter all that much with really loud hums, because you're not going to hear it until it comes up over it. But it should still be there, because not all hums are created equal. Some of them are very quiet, and you would possibly with that, maybe just want to have the finer detail there. That, I mean, in most cases, I didn't even actually notice it was kind of that abrupt. So, take that for what it's worth. But it is rather abrupt. It seems to start loud, and it doesn't seem like there's a very steep ramp up, and there probably could be. I'd probably want that, because, I tend to swing at different speeds. And maybe with this one it sounds the same, except the accent swings do kind of add a lot of character, so it's still very fun. I mean, this is edging out the TXQ in terms of my favorite for how it sounds when I use it, but it does seem to be lacking a little bit, with the finer bits there. The TXQ, on the other hand, all right, so it's the same font. It might be hard to hear this. I don't know. I mean, I'll try to get. It starts very low. And it seems to be, I would say, a touch more just sensitive, even though it starts very low. I feel like there's a better curve with this one, you know, or whatever with in terms of how it handles like the volume. There's you know a wider range there, so and it. I don't know. I mean, I gotta be honest. You know, this one, even without the accent swings, or as bad as they're implemented right now, because it is honestly kind of bad. I mean, I don't feel this one like is hurting in any way. You know, I mean, it's. I still like really enjoy the sounds. I really like the hums. I'm pretty sure that they're actually going to make it so you can tweak individual. I mean, I saw you know an update, but we got an update now, and it wasn't that. It was kind of like. But you know, from what I saw, possibly they're working towards you know like making it so you could tweak swings, hum sounds, and all the different ones. Just adjust the volume, but that has to be a per font thing because again, not all fonts are created equal. You might want you know slightly different settings for one font versus another. If it's a global thing, you're probably always going to be changing that. TXQ. One thing they definitely need to get is that you know people want their font specific things like tracks. They want that font specific. You know, music. Well, that's what I'm saying. Music, yeah, font specific. And LGT2, I noticed that they did an accent swing thing, sensitivity, or it says smooth swing sensitivity, but it's actually for the accent swings. That's another thing that could be font specific. Not a big deal on that one because it's kind of easy to change, but that one's a little weird. It does work, and I am able to like customize it, but I mean, if I set it to 10, it's very hard for me. Like I have to swing like you know really hard to get it to trigger, and it goes up to 20. So you know, they might want to add a little in between there. But as far as just being the sensitivity, you know, I feel like TXQ is getting the edge here, but realistically or practically, when you're using it, you're not going to notice those lower volumes with you know a lot of loud hums. You know, like Anakin on here is like it's a really loud hum, and you know it takes a little bit before you start hearing it. You know, so it's really hard to say you know which one is better. I mean, my experience when using both of them, it's just about the same. You know, I mean, I would just say maybe go for the TXQ if you know want the pixel effects. And LGT, I think you know while the accent swings are going, even though it's a little less, there's like a little bit of a dead zone here, whereas this one is. I mean, I don't know if that's going to show up on the camera, but like, or maybe it's not. It's hard to tell, but they're very close. You know, and it's not. I haven't actually noticed it being a detriment to either one. You know, the sensitivity, except just maybe for LGT could probably do with a longer curve there, so that you know you'd have to swing it harder to reach max volume. Um, you know, maybe that should. I would think in most cases you'd probably want that somewhere around that accent swing, but it just doesn't seem to actually adjust it. It seems like when I was using the smooth swing sensitivity setting on that it was just doing the accent swings, nothing about the smooth swing part of it. It didn't feel any different. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up with that. You know, I don't really think there's any way that I can show this or necessarily make the case that like one is better than the other. You know, it just kind of depends on your personal preferences at that point. But you know, they're both kind of very comparable at this point. You know, if you want the accent swings, then LGT is your go-to. Pixel. I definitely think TXQ is. I mean, they're far and ahead, and I can't really say like you know. In my mind, I try to think like which one of them is maybe further towards having like the full package of like a really cool pixel saber that lets you do all kinds of you know crazy effects and has the accent swings. My guess, I mean, TXQ, I think is just one update away from having the better, you know, package here. So I hope they get on that soon. I really do because you know, I mean, I love this thing, but you know, I just wanted to be doing those sounds properly. I mean, if I were them, that would be the only thing that I'm doing. That would be my main focus. Get that one done, and then everything else is just, you know, cherries on top, really. You know. So, anyways, that's just my 2 cents. You know, if you have any different thoughts about it, please let me know. You know, I like to know what other people are thinking. I like to know what other people, ideas people have about things, because, you know, I'm learning a lot about this stuff too, and you know, it gets better the more like I talk to people about things and ask questions and um, you know, get ideas about things. I mean, there's a lot to this hobby, and you know, um, people have been doing it for a while longer than I have. So, all right. Anyways, thanks for watching.